Hello everyone, my name is Jeremy Amogus, and today uh, we will walk through how to create a Hangman game using a C Sharp from scratch. And I'll explain not only how the code works but also the key C Sharp concepts. And let's get started. So I will use the using keyword. The using keyword, this is a directive that allows us to use classes from external libraries or namespaces in our code without needing them to specify the full path each time. Uh, for example, instead of writing system.console.writeLine, we can just use console writeLine. And then the system, it means that it contains fundamental classes like the console. This is for reading user input and outputting text to the console and other basic types like integers, string, and etc. And then the next is I will put in here using collections that generic. This namespace, this is the namespace system collections that generic. This is a namespace provides collections like list, which we use to store dynamic collections of objects in this case, and the list of words and hidden words. And then class Hangman Game. The class keyword, this declares a class which is blueprint for creating objects. In this case, Hangman Game class contains the logic and properties necessary to run our game. And then I'll put here the private list. Now we need to put the curly braces for the statement, and then private list string words end of the statement list char hidden words private int attempts. So the private, this is an access modifier. It means that the variables declared can only be accessed within this class. And we want to hide the internal workings of the game and only expose the necessary methods for starting and interacting with the game. And the list, it's a generic collection that stores an ordered list of items. And here we use list string to store the words used in the game, and the other one is list char to store the hidden versions of those words. And the int attempts, it's a simple integers variable to keep track of how many incorrect guesses the player has left. Next is we have to create a constructor method. So public Hangman Game Uh, this is the constructor of the Hangman game, the Hangman game class. It is called when we create an instance of the game, new Hangman game, and then words equals new list string, and we have to create a statement apple, banana, zebra, orange, grape, mango, peach, lemon, berry, and melon. So these are my choice 10 default words where I want to show on my Hangman game. And then the new list string, this creates and initialize new list string that contains a set of predefined words. And then here I will put the hidden words, which is equals to words that select word equals new string word that length to char array that to list then attempts 10. So we use select to transform each word into the string of underscores of the same length. And the to char array, this is the method converts the string into an array of characters. And the to list method converts the result into a list char, which stores the hidden words. And the attempts equals 10. We initial when we initialize the attempts variable to 10, meaning the player has 10 chances to guess the word or letter before the game ends. Next is we have to create the start method or the main game loop. So here I'll put the public void start So public void start, this is the main method that begins the game when called. It does not return any value, hence the void keyword. And then console that write line. The console class is part of the system namespace, and the write line is used to print the text to the console, displaying message to the player. So on the console, I want to put the initial message, welcome to Hangman. You have 10 tries to guess a word correctly. So this means I want to inform the user that they only have 10 tries to guess the word correctly. Next, I want to put the while attempts. This is the main game loop and the while loop. While attempts is greater than 0. So while attempts, this is a while loop, a type of control flow that continues as long as the condition inside the parenthesis is true. And here the loop keeps running as long as the player still has attempt left. So I will put here console write line dollar the attempts left, so that the user will be informed how many attempts left before it's game over. And then below the console, I will also put the statement if they want to guess the full word or the letter. To guess the full word or a letter, question mark. And they only have two options to enter or type in, word or letter. String choice equals console dot redline to lower so the dollar string, this is called the string interpolation. It allows us to embed variables or expressions inside a string, making it easier to build string dynamically. And this one, it will read the user's input from the console as a string. And that to lower, this converts the input string to lowercase so that we can handle the input in a case insensitive way. So next I want to uh, let the user guess. And here I want to put if choice word. So the if statements checks if the player choose to guess the full word. And then below I will write to the console, and it will show to the user, enter your word guess. So if this means that if the user choose to enter the word, it will show the console what word they want to guess. So string guess word equals console dot readline to lower. And if words contains guess word, console dot write line. So here it will show to the user, congratulations, you guess the word. And it will show in the console which word they were able to guess correctly. So these are the only 10 default words that is saved on the file that only user can guess. So the contains method, it will checks if the guess word is in the list of words, and it is useful method to see if an item exists in a collection. And these are the collection. And then return. This ends the method immediately, signaling that the game is over because the guess the player guessed the word correctly. And I'll just put a note here, end game immediately. And I will put here else if choice letter, else if um this is an alternative conditional check if the player choose to guess a letter. And under it I will put console dot write enter letter. So here, this will allow the user if they want to choose a word and they can guess the word because on the console, I will ask the player or the user if they want to choose the word or letter. So this the other choice is if the user want to choose letter, they can choose the letter and enter the letter they want to guess. And then char letter equals console dot red line to lower bow correct guess equals false. So the char letter console dot red line dot to lower to 0, this line reads the input. It converts to lowercase and then takes the first character from the string since the user might type more than one character. And the bool correct guess equals false. We use a bool. Bool means Boolean variable to keep track of whether the players um to track whether the player's letter guess is correct. And then here I will put for int I equals 0 I words that count I plus plus. So this loop iterates through each word in the words list. And I will make a statement if words I and the J equals letter. Words I and J, this accesses the I word and the J character of that word. We compare the character in the word to guess the letter. So, and I will put another statement here. Hidden words I, J equals letter. Correct guess equals true. And if if the hidden words I, J equals. It means word completed equals false. This means here that we check if there are any underscore left in the hidden word, which means the word isn't fully guessed yet. And if the word is completed, it will show on the console dollar congratulations, you guess the word. Then it will show which word they were able to guess correctly. And then return. So once they were able to guess the word correctly, it will return to the program. And I will put here end game. It will end the game immediately. Any word that we're able to guess, or at least one, it will automatically shows congratulations, you guessed the word and which word you guessed correctly, and the game will immediately end. And here I will also add, if the user able to correct guess, the exclamation, this is the logical not operator. It negates the condition, so this blocks runs if the letter guess was incorrect. And I will like to put here what I want to show in the console right line, incorrect letter, try again, attempts. So if they incorrectly enter the letter, it will show incorrect letter and try again. Then it will, the attempts that I put here, this decreases the number of attempts by 1. So I will just put here so that the player or the user will be informed, or they can see that on the console um, attempts left. So dollar attempts left. I will put some note, show attempts left after incorrect letter guess. And here, if the user correctly enter the correct words, it will show the updated words for each char word in hidden words. Console the right line new string word. And here I put the else or else so that it will also show in the console that invalid choice. Please enter word or letter. And then another one is if the user tried so many attempts and there is no attempts left, I or the player will be able to see the word game over, you run out of attempts. And then here I put the main method, the public static void main. This is the entry point of a C# program. This is where the program starts executing. We create an instance of Hangman Game and called it starts method to begin the game. And that's a wrap of this Hangman Game tutorial. And I think that's all for today. And let's see if this program will work. And let's try to play the program. So here it shows welcome to Hangman. You have 10 tries to guess a word correctly. And it shows how many attempts left. So the default attempts is 10. And it asks me if I want to guess a word or letter. So for me, it's easy to choose letter. And let me guess what kind of letter I want. Let's say U. So U is not, the U letter is not on the default words that I put. And then it shows how many attempts left. It shows 9 since I enter an incorrect letter. And it also shows try again. So let's try something else. It asks again if I want to put word or letter. I'll choose letter. And then let me try to use A. So if you notice, there are many A's because on the default words, there are many A's in the words. And these are 10 letters. Sorry, 10 words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, I still want to guess another letter since the word we were not able to guess a whole word yet. So I want to put P. So now um I'm starting to have, there are P letters in the default words. And let me try the E. So there are E in the words that in the default folder. And let me try, let's try H. So now only one H that come out. And let me try C. So if it asks you, do you want to guess the full word or letter? And I choose the only choice word and letter, and then I put C, it will shows invalid choice because you have to enter if you word or letter only. And it still shows 9 because um we didn't incorrectly enter the letter yet. It's only for the choices of word or letters. So let me put uh let's try word. So here it shows APPE and PEACH. Let me try to put apple since it's obvious that this is apple, and only L letter that is missing. So now it shows congratulations, you guessed the word apple correctly, and it automatic. And so let me try the letter. Let me try. Let's try again. On different scenario, I'll choose letter and I'll put O. So there are O, and it update which words that has O letter, and I want to enter letter again, maybe I. So I is not on the option. Let me try letter. I say B. So B is in the choices. So you can still keep continue playing until you can guess at least one word. Um, let me try L. So there is L letter, um, E. So E is in the choices. Let me try P. P is in the choices. Let me try T. T is not in the choice. Let me try something else again. R. So let me try this one. Maybe bear. Let me try if I can guess the word now. Berry. Nope. The letter is the word that I enter is incorrect. So let me try Y. So I was able to guess the word, and it shows berry, and it automatics ends the program. All right. That's all for today, and thank you for watching. Have a great day.